Now, John Hamill is of a organisation or a group called Atheist Ireland. He joins us on the programme now. Good morning to you, John.
Morning, Greg. How are you keeping?
I'm good. Right, now, you were interested in the spend, weren't you, on, I suppose, effectively religion within the Defence Forces. I mean, what made you sort of pursue pursue freedom of information on this issue?
The last time we've talked to you about this issue, it was about chaplains in third level colleges, and happily we had a positive outcome there. So it was the case that in third level colleges, bishops made the appointments to state-funded chaplains, and we since realised that the same issue is now the case in the Defence Forces. So whereas in third level colleges now and in every other function of the state, if you want to hire a chaplain, you have a public recruitment process that anyone can apply to, and the process is designed to find the best person for the job. But that's not the case in the Defence Forces. In the Defence Forces, we spend around €1 million per year on chaplain salaries, and that money is just allocated to the discretion of the bishop. The bishop appoints whoever he likes. So very quickly, there's three problems with that. The first is it discriminates against the non-Christian and non-religious chaplains in the country.
How does it do that, by the way? Is that because it's at the will of the bishop to appoint? Obviously, he can only appoint Catholic bishops. Is that why you're saying? Oh, Catholic. Not Catholic bishops, but Catholic people. So you're saying, is that why it discriminates against non-Catholics?
Exactly. Okay. So if before our last campaign, this was the case in, for example, Letterkenny IT. But if Letterkenny IT wants to recruit a new chaplain tomorrow, what they'll do is they'll advertise that like any other post, and any citizen of any faith or none can apply. But that's not the case in the Defence Forces. In the Defence Forces, we just hand the cash over to the bishop, and at the bishop's discretion, he decides who gets the job. So if you're a non-Christian or a non-religious chaplain, those publicly funded positions aren't open to you to apply for. And that's the second problem. I mean, that's just not constitutional. There's a provision in the Irish Constitution that says the state shall not endow any religion. But here's €1 million per year that we're allocating at the discretion of bishops. But the main problem is it's hugely disrespectful to the non-Christians in the Defence Forces. And
well, how are they represented? People. I mean, I know that your focus is... But I mean, if you aren't religious, do you require a chaplain in any case? I'm pardon my ignorance on the role of a chaplain, but...
No, I mean, I had the same question, and what I did was I spoke to a guy called Stephen Hewitt, who's an Irish citizen, and also a veteran of the he served as a staff sergeant in the US Army in Afghanistan, and he was decorated with a Bronze Star and a Combat Action Badge, and he'll tell you that he fought alongside Christians and Muslim soldiers in the US Army, but after he sees combat and he goes back to his barracks, there's a chaplain for the Christians to talk to, but no one for the Muslims or the atheists to talk to.
Yeah, but you're coming from an atheistic perspective, so really would it not be the case, if we're going to be honest, and I won't ask you to swear to God that you're telling the truth, but you don't see any role for religion, be it Muslim, Catholic, Church of Ireland, anyway. Like, I mean, it's not that you want to see everyone represented. I presume you, if you had your way, would have religion completely removed from the Defence Forces.
Well, no, I believe in the freedom of religion. So if, for example, a Catholic priest is the best person for the job, I would object if a Catholic priest wasn't given the job. So I don't think the state should discriminate based on the religion of a soldier, and I don't think the state should discriminate against anyone, whether they're atheist or Muslim or Buddhist or Hindu. But that's what the state does at the minute. There are 18 chaplains at last count in the Irish Army. One is Church of Ireland and 17 are Roman Catholic.
There's people out there are going to feel that this is just another attempt to strip away religion, from Irish life.
Well, I think if you're a devout and pious Roman Catholic in the Defence Forces, I don't want to interfere with your practice of your faith in any way. But the only thing we should do is make sure that the state doesn't discriminate against non-Catholics. Even if you look at the pay scales, the entry-level person who joins the Irish Army as a private will get paid around 27, 28k, and the entry-level chaplain will get paid twice that. So if you're carrying a chalice and a Bible into the chapel in the Irish Defence Forces, you get paid double what the guy who's carrying a rifle into a foxhole gets paid.
Well, obviously, the pay of soldiers in the Defence Forces, etc., has been high in the agenda of late. Since you revealed these figures in the pay scales that you claim a chaplain earns twice as much as a regular soldier, what has been the reaction to that? Because, of course, they are... there's a lot of upset out there amongst the armed forces, the Defence Forces, about the amount of money they're getting.
Yeah, well, it just speaks to the privilege that churches are given within the state. So whoever's lobbying on behalf of the soldiers is obviously not getting as good a hearing as whoever's lobbying on behalf of the chaplains. And that's not right. I mean, in the Irish Defence Forces today, if you get promoted to a captain or a lieutenant, you will still not be paid as much as the lowest paid chaplain in the army. If you're a lieutenant commander, you won't get paid as much as a chaplain. If you want to get paid more than a chaplain in the Irish Army today, you have to be a colonel. And that just shows you how much deference is afforded to the churches by the state. And I don't think it should escape anyone's notice that if you look at all of the conflicts that the Irish Defence Forces are deployed to today, many of them are religiously motivated. So, I don't know if going down that road, I mean, I think you could find that pretty much with any conflict in the world, could you not, in one form or other? But that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's also a wider issue, though, doesn't it?
But military chaplains like to say that there's no atheists in foxholes, which is this idea that once you're in harm's way, everyone was going to have their come to Jesus moment. But if you talk to atheists in the Defence Forces, they'll tell you it's just not true. In fact, what is more true to say is that there are more atheists in foxholes than there are chaplains. Yeah, but are
you suggesting that the one Church of Ireland and 17 Roman Catholic chaplains aren't visited by atheists, even if it's just for counsel, for conversation, for talk? I mean, of course they are.
Well, what I'm suggesting is if you want to respect the philosophical convictions of everyone, whether they're atheists, Muslims, Hindus or Buddhists, it is absolutely not respectful for those beliefs to say the only person who can counsel them is someone appointed by a bishop. So I think what you should have is an open application process. You can have interviews like for any other job, and whoever's the best candidate should get the job. If the best candidate happens to be a Roman Catholic priest, then that person should absolutely get the job.
Okay.
But that's not what happens at the minute.
Any response briefly from Minister Keogh since you sent the letter?
Yes, we've just had an acknowledgement that his officials are now looking at the issue because we highlighted that the current Defence Force regulations in this area are not consistent with the Defence Force's own equality policy. They're not as consistent with the Employment Equality Act. They're not consistent with the Irish Constitution, and they're not consistent with Article 9 in the European Convention on Human Rights.
All right, listen, thank you very much for that. That's John Hamill of Atheist Ireland. 086 60 25,000 is the text line. WhatsApp that too, or call 074 91 25,000. I mean, do you think John has a point, or do you think that, this, as I said, sort of in one of the questions, this is just what a lot of people feel out there. This is just another attempt, another strand of stripping away religion, maybe even Catholicism, from Irish life, be it schools, the army and so on. I know there's people out there that do have that point of view. It's $1 million per year spent on military chaplains, and the information through the Freedom of Information Act suggests that a chaplain gets paid double that of a soldier. This atheist seems to have an obsession with Catholics. Some might feel that. Not alone do we not need chaplains, says another caller. We should be asking, do we need defence forces at all?